Have you paid too much for a property and thought to yourself, where did I go wrong? Probably everybody who's just bought a property feels like that. Or are you on the precipice of buying one? Well, we've got just the tips for you to avoid paying too much money. Joining us now is Property Apprentice founder and CFO Debbie Roberts. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's a hard one because how do you avoid paying too much when prices are up there?
Yeah, well, at the moment, things are certainly on the move again. Like we're seeing a few different things that are coming back into play, which is bringing back that fear of missing out. Like we had a moment in time where people they were standing back and just waiting to see what happened, with the Reserve Bank, the reintroduction of the deposit restrictions. But now it's like people are going, okay, time to get stuck back in again. So we've got increasing interest rates, we've got inflation increasing, and all of that increases demand in the property market. So one of the things that you can do to reduce the risk of paying too much for a property is, first of all, know what your budget is, and set yourself a top dollar. So go and get a pre-approval for finance so you can know how much you can borrow, but also find out how much your mortgage is going to cost you at today's interest rates as well as at higher interest rates. Make sure you can afford that and work out what your top dollar is. And then do your homework. You need to take out as much of the emotion as possible when you're purchasing a property. So do your homework, look at what recent properties in the area have sold for. Sometimes you might have to lower your expectations, instead of buying a brand new shiny new build, maybe look at buying something that you can add value to, that ugly duckling.
Or moving further out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
From your job.
Yeah, so, look at less appealing suburbs, potentially, a little bit further away, or smaller properties. Just lower your standards sometimes, because if it's your first purchase, it's going to be more important to get your foot on the property ladder than to buy the forever home.
Absolutely. And how can you guys help for people who are going for their first home, potentially wanting to know, where do I go? How can you help? Where should people go?
We're actually getting more and more first home buyers coming to us for help because, eventually they want to invest in property as well. So it's funny you should mention that. I wasn't expecting that question, but we are working on a product that's going to be available free of charge for first home buyers.
Brilliant.
So yeah, just to help those first home buyers get in the market, because just don't give up. I think that's the biggest thing that I would say to first home buyers. There's so much noise out in the media at the moment about how impossible it is, and it's not impossible as long as you've got a good plan. So we're going to help you with that.
Brilliant. Debbie, good to see you as always.
Thank you.
That is Debbie Roberts, who's the Property Apprentice founder and CFO. The time now is 14 minutes away from 9.